Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a Monday edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk all things Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I am your host, Brady Vini, and today's report includes: these are the Steelers' playoff seeding scenarios heading into Week 18, Mike Tomlin press conference news and notes, Sidney Crosby makes history as the Penguins split a weekend series with the Islanders, and more. As always, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into the first news story of the day. Here are the Steelers' playoff seeding scenarios heading into Week 18. After being embarrassed at home by the Kansas City Chiefs and watching the Baltimore Ravens decimate the Houston Texans on Christmas Day, the Pittsburgh Steelers are no longer in full control of their playoff seeding fate. Heading into this final week of the 2024 NFL regular season, here are the updated scenarios of how and where the Steelers can place for the postseason. Scenario 1 says that if the Steelers defeat the Bengals and the Ravens lose to the Browns this upcoming weekend, then Pittsburgh will clinch the number 3 seed, the AFC North Division title, and a home playoff game in the wild card round. Actually, we will find out if the Steelers will still have a chance to win the division before they play, as it was announced on Sunday Night Football last night that the Ravens and Browns will play at 4 p.m. on Saturday, with the Steelers and Bengals playing after at 8 p.m. Isn't it funny how the only 2 games on Saturday involve all 4 of the AFC North teams? Surely Hard Knocks didn't influence that at all. The second scenario is if the Steelers defeat the Bengals and the Ravens defeat the Browns, or if the Steelers lose to the Bengals and the Chargers lose to the Raiders, then the Steelers would clinch the number 5 seed and go on the road against the Houston Texans in the wild card round. The third and final scenario is if the Steelers lose to the Bengals and the Chargers win against the Raiders, then Pittsburgh would clinch the number 6 seed and go on the road against the Baltimore Ravens in the wild card round. Looking at these scenarios, and in my humble opinion, the most appealing option would be to clinch the number 5 seed and go on the road to Houston. The Texans have been a shell of what they were last year this season, and you would hope to regain some confidence and swagger before playing the Ravens again, no matter the venue. However, the most realistic outcome is that the Steelers will clinch the 6th seed and need to go back to Baltimore. The Ravens and Chargers will probably destroy their opponents, but the Steelers are going to have a tough time stopping Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase again. If that's the case, then the Steelers are pretty much guaranteed to have another 10-7 regular season and a first-round playoff exit. Mike Tomlin press conference news and notes. With the Steelers once again playing on a Saturday this week, head coach Mike Tomlin held his weekly press conference this Monday afternoon. As always, here are some news and notes from Coach T's presser. The first thing that Tomlin addressed was the team's 3-game losing streak. He credits this losing streak to the team's inability to force turnovers on defense and turning the ball over too much on offense, 2 things that the Steelers take pride in doing the opposite of. On the injury front, Tomlin made no mention of George Pickens, Deshaun Elliott, or any of the other players who returned to the field last week. As a matter of fact, the Steelers will be getting reinforcements once again, as Coach T said that quarterback Justin Fields, wide receiver Ben Skoranek, and corner Joey Porter Jr. will all be back this week. Other than corner Corey Trice and running back Jaylen Warren being limited this week with some bumps and bruises, the Steelers will be pretty healthy for this pivotal game. The final thing that Tomlin mentioned, other than giving the Bengals offensive stars and their much improved defense their flowers, was that he will not be resting players. No matter the outcome of the Ravens-Browns game earlier in the day, Tomlin said, quote, "I haven't pondered that at all," citing that they can't go into playoffs on a 4-game losing streak. Once again, this massive game for both teams kicks off at 8 p.m. on Saturday night. Sidney Crosby makes history as the Penguins split their weekend series with the Islanders. Coming off their holiday break, the Pittsburgh Penguins returned to action this past weekend with a home-and-home series against the New York Islanders. Things did not go the Pens' way on Long Island Saturday night, losing 6-3, but had a chance to rectify that defeat last night back in Pittsburgh. Without Chris Letang in the lineup due to an injury he suffered the previous night, the Penguins were sloppy moving the puck in the first period. Shots and scoring chances for both teams came at a premium, but the Pens took a 1-0 lead into the first intermission, with a goal from former Isle Anthony Beauvillier. In the second period, the Pens got an early power play, and with that man advantage, history was made. Sidney Crosby did Sidney Crosby things and gave Michael Bunting a beautiful pass in the slot for a power play goal, making the captain the new all-time assist leader in Penguins franchise history. Being in attendance for this game, the sold-out crowd was surreal, and upon the announcement of the goal, everyone rose to their feet and gave the captain a much-deserved standing ovation. To cap off the period, the Islanders had a late surge, but Alex Nedeljkovic was on his A-game and stifled their attack. The Pens extended their lead again 7 minutes into the third period with another power play goal, this time by Evgeny Malkin. But it wouldn't be a Penguins game if the home team didn't have a little bit of drama holding the lead. On 2 early goalie pulls, the Islanders scored twice in just over 3 minutes. Thankfully, the Pens were able to stop the Islanders from tying the game, and the black and gold escaped with the victory. After not being competitive in New York the night before, this was a great showing by the Penguins. Pens head coach Mike Sullivan said post-game that this was one of the most straightforward games played by the team, and that it is something that they want to continue moving forward. Let's hope the Penguins continue to play like this as they head out on a challenging 3-game road trip, starting in Detroit on Tuesday night. And finally, the Pirates continue to watch valuable free agents go elsewhere. Hopefully I'm not going to waste too much time on this, but I just wanted to point out how bad the Pittsburgh Pirates offseason has been. Again. On Saturday, the Pittsburgh Pirates signed first baseman and designated hitter Darick Hall to, you guessed it, a minor league contract. After brief big league stints in the 2 previous seasons, Hall spent the entirety of last season with the Philadelphia Phillies AAA affiliate Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, hitting .236 with 16 home runs, 72 RBIs, and a .706 OPS. Let me preface this by saying that this is all directed towards the Pirates and their front office and not Hall. I doubt that pairing a guy who hit .167 the last time he was in the majors with a team that can't develop hitting to save their lives is a good match. I don't think 2 negatives are going to make a positive here. While the Pirates are doing this, quality and realistic free agent targets have gone off the board. Last week, the Phillies signed veteran right fielder Max Kepler to a 1-year $10 million contract. And just last night, the Washington Nationals signed first baseman Josh Bell to a 1-year $6 million contract. One, if not both of these men, should have been Pirates weeks ago. Neither of them are franchise-changing additions, but are great values for what the Pirates are willing to spend. Kepler is just 1 year removed from a great 2023 season, and he has ties to Pirates manager Derek Shelton. As for Bell, he would have been welcomed back with open arms to platoon at first base with Spencer Horwitz. What did us Pirates fans do to deserve such incompetence from this baseball operations group? With the way this offseason is going, and the sell the team movement getting bigger, Pirates Fest next month should be one hell of an event. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up a Monday edition of the Steel City Sports Report. Again, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching. There will be no daily edition of the Steel City Sports Report for the next 2 days, but I want to wish each and every one of you a happy new year, and I will see you guys back here on Thursday with some more Pittsburgh sports news.